fake the handoff. Now Murray. They'll roll him out right. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, that was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. 2nd and 8 coming up. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. 51 yards rushing now as he's looked good here in this opening quarter of the NFC Championship. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Murray. Forced out to his left. He dumps it off for Henry. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a second down. Now Murray. Flushed out right. Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. 30. 10. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Here's Murray. They set up the screen for Henry. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Melvin Ingram. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. On play action, it's Murray. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Rodgers now to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Here's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Marquise Brown there to make the grab. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Gano the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The Bucs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Taking a shot for Samuel. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. He's going deep for Brown. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. Well, yeah, this offense has had their way for the most part here in this first half. But that time, maybe they got a little greedy.
Well, it is hard to blame them, isn't it? Because like they said back in the 1980s, greed can be good. Stick with what's been working. But that time, I think he got a little bit too much air under that one, and it turned into a turnover that was much needed by that defense.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 70 yards rushing for him now. A strong performance here in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line. Derrick Henry. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there.
And he's into the end end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are able to close the gap just a bit. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They'll try and run it in with Henry. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He's going deep for Brown. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Hollywood Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Steps away to his left. This will be caught at Samuel. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Being chased out left. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Murray. Rolling to his right. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. CeeDee Lamb. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Buccaneers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. They'll try and throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. On play action, Rodgers. Looking deep here for Ebron. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
But no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
If you were me, you do this too.
And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house from Buccaneer TD. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick six. He's going deep for Brown. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A final shot before half for Murray. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation to kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year. And they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
On 2nd and 10, Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Trayvon Diggs getting the tackle.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Rodgers to throw. Flushed out right. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Bucs
Bucks force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone, possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll run it again with Henry. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
They'll run for it with Henry.
He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers. Let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
116 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Tight right. Even. 4 down. Even.
And the busy night for Henry continues. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
On 2nd and inches, Murray.
And he'll get this underneath to Henry.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
I'm coming after you.
1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, we gotta get to that. Mike over there. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all
On
mine.
1st and 10, here's Murray. Flush to his right.
And that's caught by his tight end, Dalton Keene.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. 4 down.
Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for a fourth quarter lead. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A line ball here. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 59 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. So that certainly changes things just a touch. Instead of a game-tying field goal here in the fourth, it's 6 points the other way and a 2-score lead.
And to the surprise of absolutely no one, they came with the all-out rush because they had to at this point of the game. Not only did they get in there and block it, but how about the fortuitous bounce, and then it's off to the races the other way.
Gano the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that. With a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter, this possession gigantic.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. Eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Escaping the pressure right.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the third time. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Rodgers now on first down. Flushed out right. Going for it all. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 26 yards.
And the Eagles are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
Gano now to add the extra point. And that one could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Can I get a woo-woo?
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 36, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's able to get this one down.
Must I know about Westry, baby? Must I know about Westry?
Good gain there on first down and keeps him in a running situation.
They got the leverage up front. Good block.
Nah, I'm not gonna kneel it out. Not yet.
Ends up picking up nice yardage. Stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
I just shoot the clock out there.
For him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run.
What? I don't have Apple TV. Come on, bro. I trust Spike Ball. My ankle hurt. My ankle hurt.
Not pleased with the setup. He's going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
I don't know, Tasha.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl as we sign off here and say goodnight, everybody.